Hey gamers, what's up? Muzz here at L1 Games with a quick live stream for you. I know my videos have been a little bit sporadic lately, and it's just, I really have no excuse. It's just a lot going on. I should try to schedule the time and to shoot like real footage and offer you some produced videos, so do accept my apologies. I know I have a couple that I have in the works that I'd like to get out soon, and hopefully that'll happen. But for now, I did want to talk about what's happening here at the store lately. I did a whole series of videos before about the effect of coronavirus on L1 Games, what was happening during the lockdown and everything. And the lockdown was lifted, and I came back to work, and it's been a few weeks. And I figured it was worth talking about the continuing effect and what's been going on lately. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, it's all done and over with, but it's not, especially to business owners. It's definitely not. This is having a long lasting and continuing effect. So it's worth talking about and just seeing what's going on and, just the overall long term ramifications of everything that's happened. So for me, coming back to work was definitely good. I needed it. I didn't know if I was quite ready for it. I don't want to come back to work and get sick. So um, it was kind of like a task, getting things open and ready in a way that's safe for myself and the public. So I set up the Lexan shields. You can see that if you haven't already in the previous videos. And I got everything prepared and ready to go. So I felt like it was safe to get open and ready to go, and here I am. So I've been doing this for a while, but I do feel like there's a certain amount of people who don't take it seriously, and I, as a business owner, have to. A lot of people. I did a video. I don't know if you saw it a while back. It was on my Instagram. I think I posted it on my Twitter as well, where I did a count of how many people were wearing masks, and I can't remember the numbers now off the top of my head, but I want to say it was like 42 people wore masks and 158 people didn't into the store that day, and it was crazy. And I'm seeing a trend now where it's even less people wearing masks now, and this overall sense that everything's over and done with. But what really bothers me as a business owner is thinking that this could get worse again, and they could shut down businesses again, and if that happens, I'm going to lose money again. And that's the last thing I want, and I think that's the last thing any business owner wants. um, and cases are spiking, right? I wrote down some numbers here. The CDC actually has a website that tracks everything that's happening. So um, we got 2.545 million cases worldwide, 41,000 in the last 24 hours. They update every 24 hours, with 126,369 total deaths and 885 new deaths. And that should scare us all to a degree. Just the numbers are getting up and up and up. Ohio has seen an uptick. Florida has seen an uptick. And being here in Ohio, I look at this and I go, you know, people aren't taking it seriously. People aren't wearing masks. If you wear a mask and I wear a mask, then we reduce our chances of getting it 85% or so. And I'm like, man, if everyone would just wear them, we wouldn't be in this situation. And I wouldn't be thinking, what if my business has to close down again? What if there's a second quarantine if things get crazy? Hopefully not. Hopefully our medical establishment has beefed itself up, and now it's ready to meet the task of handling all these people. But and maybe the numbers won't go crazy. But as a business owner, which I keep referring to because that's the important thing here, I'm not politicizing this. This is just how it is. I'm a business owner. I want to do business, and I'm seeing a continuing effect, and that acts negatively on my bottom line. So I want, I want what's best for everyone, but also as the person who has to come in here and pay the bills, I want what's best for L1 Games. So, right now I'm operating on reduced hours. I'm working from noon to 6 every day. Well, I'm not working. I had to pay Chris, and Chris needed money. He has bills to pay, Like I said in earlier videos, I was prepared for an eventuality like this. So I kind of sit back and I'm letting him work the bulk of the hours so he can have his normal paycheck. I'm only working 10 hours a week right now. And in the long run, it costs me money, and it I won't say it hurts me because at least I'm open, but it hurts me because there's a lot of hours during the week that I'm not open. Luckily, in this 6 hours a day that I'm open, I am actually making some money, which is good. People are coming in. So I can't complain too much. I know this has affected a lot of people very negatively. People who maybe just opened businesses or didn't have an opportunity to save up like a good cushion in their bank account, contingency plan for this kind of eventuality. So my paranoia paid off and it worked for me, but there's other people that have to get back to work and have to be doing things. Chris was one of them. I gave him most of the hours, and right now he's taking care of most of the console rebuilding, the cleaning of the store, the marketing and stocking of the shelves, and I'll come in and I'll give him tips like, hey man, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. But he's been a trooper. And a lot of you probably don't know about Chris. George was with me for many years, but Chris was actually one of my earliest customers back at the flea market. TH Cars and Gaming, what's up, man? He says, oh, I don't have health conditions to prevent us from being able to wear a mask. I'm not going to get on what I think of that. I would, if I couldn't wear a mask, I wouldn't go shopping, for example. I'd order my groceries or have a friend do it or whatever. But, it's not for me to say what other people should do. But all I'm saying is, if we really want to nip this in the bud, if we want to kill it, then there's really only a set of standard ways to do it, and that's what I'm hoping for, because I want to stay at work and I want my business to remain open. So it is what it is. But Chris was one of my earliest customers. I've known him 25 years, something like that. His brother ran my shop when I was activated for Iraqi freedom, and I was gone for a year. He ran the store, and Chris came in and helped. So, I mean, he's been around for a long time. He's been super helpful here in getting things done and ready to go, and keeping it up and running. So I'm glad he's here. And I could have said, dude, I'm just going to work all the hours myself and save the money. But that just, what kind of jerk would I be if I did that just to save a few bucks? Come on. That just seems really shady to me. So I'm trying to make the best out of what I've got and do the best I can with it. So, like I said, sales have been actually pretty good. One problem I'm really having right now is I'm trying to make orders. In all my orders, I can't order anything from China right now because everything takes forever, which is crazy because I had some direct connections in China that I ordered from. My Hyperkin orders are crazy because everything's out of stock. I did an order yesterday. There were like 4 Retron systems out of stock. I can't order PS4 controllers right now. I can't order Xbox One controllers right now. Off the top of my head, I can't even think of all the stuff that I just can't order right now. And it's driving me nuts because these are things that people come in and ask for. So I sold out completely, and I normally keep a big back stock of like DS chargers, DS Lite chargers, DSi chargers, which is also the 3DS charger. And I sell those like crazy. People always lose them. People always need them. And I was out of those for like 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks. And I just got to reorder those. But they're sold out of N64 controllers. So I have 10 in my back stock and I think another 8 out front. But once those are gone, that's it. So I'm hoping Hyperkin gets their orders back together. I order a controller for PS2. I order a standard third-party controller and then one called the Warrior. And it's actually a really good selling controller. People really seem to like it. It's kind of a high-end PS2 controller. It's very comfortable. It's a nice controller. And I don't have them. I think I have one more left, and that's it. Once that's out, it's out. And they've been out of stock since I started doing reorders, since I reopened the store. So that's kind of driving me nuts. I hate not being able to get what I need. And then the other stuff, I've got the Pokemon badge sets that I order and stuff like that. And I'm just waiting. I ordered some of this stuff 3 weeks ago, and I'm just waiting. And a lot of it came quickly before, and now it's just taking forever. So I don't know. That's killing me. I do feel a strain. I feel like people aren't selling as much lately, to the point where like I'm offering right now more in cash than GameStop offers in trade every time. just to inspire people to sell it to me. Don't leave the store with it, you know? And I bought a big stack of PS4 games yesterday, which is good because my PS4 wall is getting really slim. But normally, even on my Xbox One wall, for example, I have a big, you know, you miss old man Muzz, Eric? No, man, it's gone. Sorry. Um, but yeah, normally I have a vertical selection of Xbox One games, and it's all face out right now. It's all, on display. So I definitely need to find myself a source, maybe buy some stuff up. Do I need a super clean GameCube? I need anything and everything I get my hands on, man. There's nothing I won't buy at any given time. So the answer would be yes. And if you said, do I need a dirty GameCube, I'd say yes. Or a Super Nintendo or a PS2 or whatever. The answer is always yes. I do not discriminate with my game consoles. Sell me anything and I'll buy it. I'd like to find some stuff in bulk. I think I'm just going to start checking auctions and trying to find some good deals and some big lots on eBay so I can stock my walls in one fell swoop. So that's today. I'll probably do a little bit of that research, and I mean, I'm waiting for everything else, so I may as well. It's bad when the stuff that you can normally order and is readily available to you is suddenly not. And here I sit going, my walls are emptying. This is my greatest nightmare, empty walls. I've literally had that nightmare where my walls are just bare. I come into work, I have nothing to sell. And I've always said, I can't count on video games coming through the door, consoles coming through the door, but there's a certain amount of stuff I can order. So all the merchandise and stuff that I order, the wallets, keychains, all that good stuff, I can always keep that in stock. I can always make the store look full. I can shift things around if my video game console wall shortens. I can add stuff to that wall, But when people aren't selling and trading as much, and everything's out of stock with my distributors, that's crazy. Buy it for your store. All first-party cords and controllers. I have it on eBay. I doubt I'll sell. I mean, like I said, I'll buy anything. I don't know. Are you local or not? Because when you get to shipping and stuff, I've had a lot of people offer me stuff, and they say, "Oh yeah, I'll ship it to you," and then you PayPal me the money. And it's like, after you ship it to me, you should have sold it to a friend or something. I don't like to. I feel like I'm ripping someone off if I do that. So, oh, you're in Pickerington. Okay, cool. Sorry, I can't remember who's from where 90% of the time. Yeah, if you want to swing by and sell whatever you want to sell, if you have other stuff you want to unload, that's cool too. I'll buy, like I said, anything. So yeah, absolutely, man. Um, but not being able to count on having the stuff that I typically order is really, it's been a strain on me. It's stressful. I don't like it. My eye twitches. It really bothers me. Um, and of course, the big question now becomes: you want to remember your store in Hilliard selling you a master system? Oh, okay, excellent, excellent. Um, yeah, the big question becomes now: when do we return to normalcy? You know, and I think the only real answer to that is when will the cases slow down? When will we stop seeing increases in contractions and deaths? And so I think it's going to be a while. I really, I'm afraid we're going to go back on a lockdown. I mean, that's just me. I know our medical system is more prepared now, but I just feel like this is going to get so bad that 2.5 million cases. It's contagious enough that could really become bad. Or I could be totally wrong. I might be totally out of it, and it may die down anyway. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I can't say these things, but I do trust what the CDC says. So I'm just following they have that website that just tabulates every 24 hours. It's very interesting to check out. And I just keep watching that, and I hope that, we see positive things happening. What did I do to the beard? I shaved it. You see, the fact that you asked me that question just shows me you didn't watch my PS5 Shavecast. How much do I pay for Rule of Rose? Oh man, I don't even know off the top of my head. I would have to see the game. Of course, condition is a big factor of that. So, I mean, obviously top dollar. Come on, let's not be crazy. But you would make more selling it on eBay. But if you had to unload it, this is what I tell people all the time. If you have to unload a game, then you bring it to a store. It looks so incomplete without the beard. You probably lost IQ and Corona immunity taking it off. Um, So yeah, I always tell people if you want to bring something to me, it's because you need cash right now. I'll try to do the best I can, but since I have to make a profit, I'm the middleman. But if you sell it on eBay or sell it to a friend, a fellow collector, or whatever, you always make more. But for a game like that, I, of course, always offer as much as I can. I try to make everyone happy who comes in and sells something. But come on, that's a special game to have. Um, yeah, as for the beard, I did shave it on my PS5 Shavecast. Go back and take a look. I talked about the PS5 right after the announcement, and I shaved portions of the beard. I had a handlebar. Come on, man, you got to catch up. You got to go back there and check that video out because it is one informative. We talk a lot about the PS5, and two, it's just funny. I do the handlebar. I do the just the 70s stash, and then I shave off the side so it's like military style. I look like a state highway patrolman. You should definitely check that video out. It's fun. It's awesome. You got to catch up. So, yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Talk about. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask. Um, I have used this all as a time to organize and kind of get things straightened up here in the back room. I think I showed before a little bit of that, but as you can see, I have the totes on the walls and everything organized, ready to go. This Thursday, I am selling my Neo Geo 2 slot, which is sad. I hate to see it go, but there it is. Hey Mez, has your area been having any yard sales with the virus? No. Oh my God! Thank you for asking that, Patrick. You're good question. That's my Neo Geo that I'm selling, and I might sell my Mario Brothers, my original dedicated Mario Brothers cabinet. But no yard sales. I think we all know how much I love yard sales, and the lack of these community yard sales that I normally have been to. Geez, probably five, at least five, probably more by now, and it's just absolutely killing me that I don't have the opportunity to go to yard sales. I feel like I'm missing out on so many deals and stacks of video games and other stuff. You know, you find all kinds of stuff. I find tools. I'm big on tools lately. I mean, if you guys haven't seen what I've been doing since coronavirus like popped up, and while I was on quarantine, I built in huge built-in bookshelves with a window seat with LED lighting wrapped around it. I mean, I'm doing a feature wall in my living room. I took an old mantle out of my house and I rebuilt it into a media shelf with built-in power and USB and LEDs. So definitely go check that out, or follow me on Twitter at L1 Games or on Instagram at L1 Muzz, and you can see I post that stuff constantly. But yard sales are a great place to pick up tools. I got a chop saw for like 35 bucks last year or the year before. And I mean, just this year, not being able to go to yard sales is soul crushing. I love yard sales. So yeah, that bites, man. I really wish I could be doing yard sales. I saw the other day, went out towards Newark, and on my way home, there were a couple yard sales. So it was like two in the afternoon, and the signs were still up. I don't even know if the yard sales were. When it's that late, I don't yard sale after noon. Once noon hits, all the good stuff is gone. So yeah, I saw a couple signs, and I was like, man, I missed yard sales, and the feeling just hit me like, what have I been like missing out on? I tweeted about it too, in fact. Yeah, I'm really upset about that. It's year by year. It's a good way to add stuff not only to the store but to my personal collection because I always find something at yard sales that I don't have. So again, this is how coronavirus has negatively affected me. Um, just that's a big deal to me going to yard sales. And if you haven't seen my old videos about yard sales, I do pick up videos every now and then, and I've filled my Jeep with yard sale finds before. A lot of video games in a lot of cases. So yeah, that's really disappointing. But like I said, I'm also using all this time back to my original topic to organize. I'm selling my Neo Geo on Thursday to a regular Steve, not Steven Averitt, who's been in like Nerdco videos and stuff. If you've ever seen him, he has a YouTube channel called Wired Up Retro where he talks about controllers and stuff. Very cool stuff. You should check him out. But Steve, other Steve, who is a car detailer, and he is actually the guy who sold me my modified GameCube Q. And he's a great guy, and he's been wanting one of these machines for a while. I have another guy who comes into the store frequently who's been looking at it, but Steve is going to get it. So The other guy might end up with my Mario cabinet, which I really don't want to sell, but I'm getting ready to start building shelving and stuff for my game room soon, and it's a matter of space. Just arcade machines are not ideal for game rooms that have tons of games. So I'm already going to have to not display a lot of my boxes, my boxed video game consoles and stuff. So knowing that, I have to compromise that space, putting a cabinet that takes up, 5.5 feet, 6 feet of height and 33 inches of width of a wall, that's hundreds of games that you can display, that you can store. So I just had to make a choice. So I'm selling my Mario cabinet. I'm going to sell my, I have a Galaxian cocktail cab over there too. It's buried so you can't see it. I got a towel over it and some stuff on top. But obviously I'm not organizing enough where I'd be able to show it to you. But yeah, and this is, you always see this wall, but I don't know how often you see what's on it. There's my other tripod, my ladder that I use to get to the top shelves of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's my old sign from my first location here in the mall. So just trying to get everything organized and good. I don't know. Right now, like, I don't know if there is any right or wrong to what I'm doing. I could still be closed. I got an FYE right downstairs from me, still closed. The Scene 75 is closed, but now I guess they're opening on weekends. So at least that's something. There's still several stores in the mall that haven't opened since this all started. I don't quite get that. I definitely don't get FYE. It's not like they have more than 100 people in their store at any given time, or more than 10 people really, unless it's a holiday, and we're not at holiday season. So it strikes me as strange that they haven't reopened. And I would like to see all the stores in the mall open, but we do have the option. I could be closed right now. I was actually asked that by my leasing agent. Do you want to open? And I said, yeah, I'll open up. What are the hours? And I am actually not open typical mall hours. Just for scheduling reasons, this was easier to schedule, noon to 6, which is only 2 hours different than normal mall hours. So it's not like I'm eating a lot of sales that way. But I wanted to kind of have a responsible schedule that pays Chris, gets me in here a few hours a week and getting stuff done, and just earns me some sales while all this is being figured out. So yeah, and I think that's about it. I think that's everything. I don't know if you guys have any questions. By all means, throw them at me before I get out of here. But yeah, it is rolling on to noon, and I will be opening up here in a few minutes. So imagine you're going to say, but what do you think about Stadia? Oh man, oh, that was out of left field. No, you know what? That's a good question though. Um, James, what's up, man? Um, Stadia, the new Atari system, um, the PlayStation 5 all digital edition, whatever Xbox Series X component is going to be diskless, all these set top boxes, Ouya style video game consoles. I think we already know how I feel about them. I hate them. I think they're stupid. I think the only thing worse than buying all your games digitally is streaming your games. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Hopefully you would relocate, but what's your thoughts on the future of Tuttle Mall? So I hate Stadia, and for go watch my digital distribution versus true ownership video. What do I think of the future of Tuttle? Tuttle is still fairly strong. We're, even after all this, still at like a 90% occupancy rate. So the mall is actually still pretty strong in terms of foot traffic and sales. How much for that box Mega Man 2? Oh, that's the remake from I Am 8-Bit. That's my personal game. It's just for, Is the Dippin' Dots open? I haven't walked through the mall, so I couldn't say for sure. You might want to just look on Google. It'll say closed or open. But the future of Tuttle, I think, is still pretty good. Malls in general, of course, are on a decline. And physical retail as a whole is on a decline, but there are still places people like to go to be social. And malls are one of those places. During the holiday, this place is hopping. I could do November, December, January and be closed the rest of the year and still make enough sales to keep my business open and pay rent. It's stupid how much you can make in the holidays at a mall. So It makes up for my slowest months in the summertime. I have months every now and then, not all the time, where I'm actually in the hole at the end of the month, where I've bought so much stuff and, prepared for holidays and all that, where, I'm like, oh, well, and that's why I have the contingency that I always talk about. I started this, what I call my cushion, in a bank account, and I said, look, if I have a negative month, if some crazy thing happens, a zombie outbreak, in this case it was Corona, and I have to close my store down, or some unforeseen disaster strikes, what can I do to be prepared? So for years, I filled that account, and it paid off, and it paid off in a lot more ways than one, because I realized that as an intelligent business owner, I don't like to float my own boat, but the intelligent thing to do as a business owner, I should say. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, let's face it. But the smartest thing for me to do as a business owner is to be prepared for that sort of eventuality as well. I know guys who have opened up stores who spent their money on big screen TVs and stuff, and the next thing you know, they're like, oh, I just don't make enough money. It's like, dude, you pay yourself, and on top of that, you're taking out 2,000 here, 3,000 there, to buy this, to buy that, to upgrade your house. You just got to pay yourself a set rate. So that's it. Finally went back to my shop yesterday after 3 months to test some trade-ins. Lost Level Games. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, you got to get in there and you got to try to do what you can, right? You feel like Tuttle has many empty stores? Yes. Have I ever thought about moving? At this point right now, I don't want to move. It's just so much. It's so much work. It costs thousands of dollars to build out a store properly and then move into it. And then the question is where? Where would I move to? I don't like strip centers as much as I like this. I like the security of the mall. I like the size of the space I have. I like that my utilities are included. There are a lot of pros to being here in the mall. I accidentally found 6 copies of Doom Eternal. I forgot to send back before the shutdown. That sucks. So, no, I haven't thought about it. To answer your question, I haven't thought about it. If I did, I would do a strip center, but then the question would be where. And there's just so much more. Utilities are so expensive in strip centers. I mean, really expensive. And then you have to have a really killer security system. I had one when I was in Hilliard, a really killer security system. And you have to be, there's so many things you have to be prepared for in that kind of storefront. So, no, I prefer the mall. I prefer the walk-by traffic. I do a lot of impulse sales. And, what is my favorite exclusive on each of the current gen consoles? Oh, I don't know. I haven't played The Last of Us 2 yet, and I know a lot of people are giving it hate, but I'm really excited about it. Um, Honestly, some of the most fun I've had on PS4 has been on VR. So like Beat Saber maybe, or Moss, or one of those might be one of my favorite games of this gen. It's hard to say. I should move to California. I should. On the Switch, I mean, Breath of the Wild was amazing. Super Mario Odyssey. I can't pick favorites, man. I'm terrible at this. I am absolutely garbage at picking favorites. And I don't even know for Xbox One. I've really abandoned my Xbox One this generation, which is weird because Xbox is normally the brand that I lean on. Like my 360 and my original Xbox were my favorite consoles of their generation in terms of just like, you know, playing beautiful games, having fun, easy internet access, user-friendly OSs. That idea. A lot more rent in California. Yeah, with the cost of living there. My daughter lives in California right now. She's on active duty in San Diego. And she gets a housing allowance to live off post, but it is pricey. Her rent costs more than my mortgage. I mean, think about that. One bedroom. You're renting one bedroom, and your rent is more than my mortgage. And she's splitting the apartment with someone, too. It's nuts. Played some Blur on PS3 and on the weekend. Such a fun game. I never played Blur. I have been playing a lot of the free-to-download games on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. I just got like massively back into Peggle 2. Don't ask. I'm doing all the trials now and all the special levels. Like, I love stuff like that. Mindless, I've been playing, Tetris a lot. It's weird for me. I pre-ordered Cyberpunk, so I'm waiting for that. That when that hits, I'll probably be deep into that. Prior to that, I talked about the games I was playing during lockdown. I played through Bloodstained, and I played more Minecraft, and I've been playing a lot of mindless stuff. So, Peggle is amazing. I agree. Just went to you just want a decent gaming store around there. Yeah, it's funny. I always hear people say, "Oh, you should come to Florida. You should come to California. You should come here. You should come there." We have no game stores, and I'm like, man, Columbus is saturated in video game stores. I mean, my friend Darren's store is only a couple of miles from here, and on Bethel Road, there's one which isn't too far from here. I mean, there are tons. They're all over the place. What about newer games for old machines like Jaguar, Sega CD? I I have bought a few games. For paying 1,500 for a one bedroom apartment. See what I'm saying? It's crazy. Which is similar to what my daughter's paying for her apartment, with a roommate, which just blows my mind. But yeah, Battle Frenzy I bought. I think it's called for Sega CD. It's a first person shooter, really cool. But I like some homebrews. What did I get for Dreamcast? I got Alice's Mom's Rescue, and I got Fade to Black, and you can get those at PlayAsia, and those are awesome. There's lots of cool Dreamcast games. I like the idea of playing new games on older systems. My problem is that a lot of my systems are in storage right now, so I'm pretty much stuck with my current gen stuff until I get my game room together. And I know I've been talking about my game room for ages. Just today I was standing in that room trying to figure out my layout, so it's coming. It's coming. And guys, with that, I am going to get out of here at 31:50 because I have to open the store, and I think at this point I'm officially late. So I'm going to get out there and open up. But I appreciate you guys stopping by and taking part of the stream, asking me the questions, and talking about things with me. It's great. I do appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. Please do follow me if you haven't on Twitter at L1 Games and on Instagram at L1 Muzz. That's M-U-Z-Z, Muzz. And right here, you got to subscribe and hit that bell icon for future updates for videos. And I like to provide you with content. So if you could, guys, leave a comment and let me know what kind of content you want to see. Been following me for 12 years. Strictly say, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, if you guys want to leave comments, ideas for future content, I am thinking about just doing a video to talk about my thoughts. I'm not going to pick and choose. I'm not going to say, oh, you got to get a PS5 because it's better than the Series X or vice versa. But I do want to offer my thoughts on the two new consoles. I did talk about the PS5 at length. I'm hearing that the Series X is going to have some kind of announcement reveal in August. So we're going to see what happens there. But I do want to do a video just talking about what my hopes are. So that'll probably be one of my next videos. I'll probably shoot the footage for that tomorrow or the next day. So with that said, again, please do subscribe and hit that bell icon if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at L1 Games. Follow me on Instagram at L1 Muzz. And I'm out of here. Thanks a lot, guys. I will see you soon.